The Demon Lord wants to give Xania the specialties of the Gamma Republic only to find that she is not at home. In fact, Xania goes out because of the Demon Lord. Before the Demon Lord went out, she ordered Xania to investigate the Bureau of Magic where Fred works. Xania is dull, mistakenly thinking that the Demon Lord asked her to infiltrate the Bureau of Magic to investigate. The Bureau of Magic, an important government institution, is in charge of the kingdom's magic-based energy industry as well as the associated military factions. Xania goes to the back door of the Bureau of Magic and climbs up to the roof using a grappling hook. She then violently breaks the door lock on the roof. After entering the Bureau of Magic, Xania meets two staff members in succession. The Demon Lord once taught her that humans live a short life and cannot be revived after death, so they cannot kill humans indiscriminately. Thinking of this, she does not take the lives of the two staff members. To avoid encountering the staff again, Xania climbs up the vent. She passes the restaurant and the restroom before finally arriving at the computer room. After knocking out the staff in the computer room, she tries to steal intelligence from the computer. Unexpectedly, Fred suddenly appears in front of her. He senses the scent of a demon and comes to find Xania. Xania hurriedly takes out the smoke bomb, intending to take the opportunity to escape. To make matters worse, she is confused by the smoke bomb and gets disoriented. Fred easily captures her. He's very good at fishing for information. When communicating with Xania, he learns her name and her relationship with the Demon Lord. In addition, he recognizes Xania as the woman who chases Max in the news. Fred is disgusted with the members of the Demon Clan and asks Xania why she approaches Max. At this time, Fred's subordinate Lim comes to report. Minister Grims arrives at the Bureau of Magic and asks Fred to meet him as soon as possible. As a result, Fred is forced to interrupt the interrogation. Grims claims he wants Fred to help stop the war between the Kingdom and the Republic. Fred and Leo used to be good friends and he doesn't understand why they become rivals. The Gamma area was once bleak. It wasn't until Leo discovered a large number of magic mines that the Gamma gradually prospered. Unexpectedly, someone framed Leo for accepting bribes, resulting in him being punished by the Kingdom. Leo couldn't accept that the Kingdom he believed in would doubt him. Enraged, he betrayed the Kingdom and founded the Gamma Republic. But the Gamma Republic did not directly endanger the Kingdom other than self-defense. Grims considers Leo a man with good characters and wants the two countries to coexist peacefully. As Fred was Leo's companion and is popular among people, he wants Fred's help. Fred is persuaded by Grims and grants his request. Meanwhile, Xania makes various requests to Lim in order to escape the Bureau of Magic before Fred returns, such as taking her to the bathroom, feeding her, and so on. Lim is very kind and agrees to all Xania's requests. Since Xania has never found a chance to escape, she decides to use special lube to get rid of the handcuffs. Lim discovers Xania's intention and warns her against making pointless attempts. Xania doesn't give up and forcibly breaks free of the handcuffs, but she underestimates Lim's strength. Lim is very good at manipulating flames and she traps Xania with fire. Just then there is a sudden bombing. Xania's body is hard that the bombing does not affect her in any way. As she is about to escape, she notices the unconscious Lim. She remembers Lim's care for her and can't bear to see her die. So she treats Lim first aid and takes her back to Max's house. The Demon Lord and Max have just returned from the Gamma Republic. They are shocked by Xania's involvement in the bombing of the Bureau of Magic. The Demon Lord senses the mana in Lim and wants to wheedle her into being her subordinate. When Lim wakes up, the Demon Lord transforms into a beautiful girl and lies that she saved her. She then uses her magic to confuse Lim, forcing her to sign the contract. If Max hadn't stopped the Demon Lord in time, Lim might have become a member of the Demon Clan. At Max's request, the Demon Lord and Xania apologize to Lim. The Demon Lord lies that her purpose is for Xania to investigate the Bureau of Magic and learn what humans do. Unexpectedly, Xania misunderstood her and infiltrated the Bureau of Magic. It was their personal behavior and Max doesn't know about it. After the death of the Demon Lord, the low-level demons like them have been living in poverty. Max not only does not dislike them but also takes them in. They are so moved that they decide to change themselves and live for humanity. The bombing at the Bureau of Magic has nothing to do with them. What the Demon Lord said is obviously a lie, but Lim believes her words. Xania is very curious about Lim's fire magic, speculating that she accidentally caused a bombing. Lim explains that her flames only burn or burn out under her control and there can be no accidents. That's when Lim gets a call from Fred. Knowing that Lim is at Max's house, Fred asks Max for an explanation. They agree to meet to discuss the bombing. But Fred is so afraid of the female ghost at Max's house that he decides to meet at a restaurant. Lim and Xania's story temporarily comes to an end, and let's jump to Grimm's story. It turns out that the bombing in the Bureau of Magic is related to the 9 ministers of the kingdom, and Grimm's does not really want to make peace with the Republic and is just testing Fred. The ministers who drove Leo to the Gamma area before are now gathered to set the blame for the bombing on the Republic and use it to wage war against the Republic. While the 9 ministers were in session, Max takes the Demon Lord to meet Fred. With transformation magic, the Demon Lord looks exactly like a human, and even Fred praises her magic. Although no human likes Max, he stays with 2 demon beauties every day and looks very happy. Max does not dare to reveal the true identity of the Demon Lord and does not refute Fred. Talking about the bombing, Fred says he is well aware that Xania has nothing to do with it. Xania doesn't know how to hide herself and has left traces all over the Bureau of Magic, apparently not the culprit. Max thinks things are settled and wants to get out of here right away, only to be stopped by Fred, who then speaks what he really thinks. In fact, he does not have such a strong desire to go to war with the Republic. Even if Max refuses to assist him, it doesn't matter. Putting the blame for the bombing on Max and the demons can also allow them to avoid a conflict with the Republic. Fred gives Max 2 options. One is to continue to be a hero and the other is to become an accomplice of the demon race. Max doesn't want to make a choice. He deliberately hugs the Demon Lord and claims to move with her to the Gamma Republic. Fred is very angry and asks if he really wants to be an enemy of the kingdom. On this topic, they have a heated argument. The Demon Lord hurriedly casts magic to stop them. In the end, they fail to reach an agreement and end the meeting. Interestingly, Fred seems to have guessed long ago that Max would not accede to his request. He put laxatives in the wine as punishment for Xania's infiltration into the Bureau of Magic. Later, the kingdom convicts the bombing in the Bureau of Magic as a terrorist attack launched by the Gamma Republic. Leo is furious when he sees the news. He thinks that the ministers of the kingdom are very despicable and decides not to consider the kingdom his homeland anymore. As the conflict between the 2 countries deepens, Grimm's has another conversation with Fred. He claims that as a result of the bombing, the Republic is now having a bad reputation among people. There is no doubt that the kingdom and the Republic can no longer live in peace. The problem now is that Leo is too powerful and it is difficult for them to win by ordinary means. But as long as they get rid of Leo, the Republic will soon collapse. Fred and Leo used to be good companions and Grimm's thinks only he can defeat Leo. Fred accepts the task of defeating Leo. Immediately afterwards, the kingdom holds a press conference announcing the official war against the Republic. Max watches the news with the Demon Lord and Xania. The TV reporter interviews several ordinary people, most of whom do not like war. Because Leo is a companion of the hero, some even believe that the hero is to blame for this war. Max feels depressed and he decides to go for a walk. The Demon Lord hurriedly transforms into a beautiful girl and follows him. During this time, they meet a little girl. Max often plays games with kids in the neighborhood and this little girl is one of them. At the suggestion of the little girl, they come to the park together to play badminton. The Demon Lord is worried about Max. While playing badminton with him, she asks him if he intends to stop the war. Max doesn't want to do anything. People will change and he is not the same person he was 10 years ago. He doesn't want to get involved in the war and he doesn't want to have any more contact with Fred and Leo. Demon Lord is very dissatisfied with Max's attitude and plays badminton harder and harder, causing the badminton game to be more and more intense. After the match, the little girl praises their strength and gives Max a candy, saying that someone has asked her to give it to him. Max guesses who the person is. He holds the candy and thinks the person is hinting at what he should do next, while Max is lost and thought Fred has already arrived at the border. In order to avoid casualties, he keeps the kingdom army in place and prevents the media and people from entering the Republic. He then casts magic to fly into the Republic and fight Leo. After that, he defeats 2 of Leo's subordinates, which is filmed by 2 reporters who sneak into the Republic. To their surprise, Fred spots their cameras but doesn't stop them. Soon after, Fred finds Leo. They haven't seen each other for years. As soon as he sees Leo, he can't help but complain that his long hair is ugly. Leo mentions that he and Max met before, lamenting that Max is as powerful as before. After a brief conversation, they decide to officially start the duel. It is worth mentioning that they all notice the camera not far away, but none of them care about it. To make the whole world see their duel more clearly, Fred casts magic to raise the stage where they are going to fight to a very high position. Before the duel begins, Fred and Leo reminisce about their previous time fighting together. Back then they were a team of 4. In addition to Max, there is a girl named Yuria. Yuria is a sorceress and her magic is more powerful than that of Fred. At that time they had a same goal, all aiming to defeat the Demon Lord. Neither Fred nor Leo knew that they would be rivals a dozen years later. Afterward, Fred and Leo have a fierce fight. Leo has a strong body, With Fred's strength it's hard to defeat him. Soon, Fred is stabbed by Leo, but he doesn't throw in the towel. He takes advantage of Leo's distraction to choke him and casts healing magic on himself. Leo is very familiar with Fred's magic as Fred used to always heal him with magic. He also knows that Fred can't defeat him at all. Fred has always been cautious in his actions, but strangely he challenges Leo alone this time, which makes Leo very surprised. Fred thinks Leo is too egotistical. If Leo had not established the Gamma Republic, there would have been no war. He's so upset with his approach that he vows to bring him down. Leo is also adamant. He believes that the kingdom should not come and rob them of their magic mines and hot springs after expelling them. Taking different positions, they are now no longer able to reach a settlement. The Demon Lord watches Fred and Leo's duel at home, and she's worried that they will be exhausted soon. Because they're both Max's companions, she wants him to stop them. Max is enraged by Demon Lord's words. He doesn't know what he can do for them or who he should help. No matter which one he chooses, he will be very sad. This is also the reason why he chooses to escape. The Demon Lord understands Max's thoughts, but she doesn't want him to keep avoiding it. To help Max, she travels to the Gamma Republic and stops Fred and Leo's duel. She then comes to the camera announcing that the Demon Lord has been resurrected and attacks Fred and Leo. Since her magic is too weak, she is immediately defeated by them. Seeing this, Max is furious. He guesses that the Demon Lord is forcing him to stop the duel and decides to grant her wish. Max speculates that it was Yuria who gave him the candy. Armed with a sword and the candy, he rides to the Gamma Republic. The strength of the hero remains at its peak, and he rides a bicycle faster than a flying airplane. Before Fred and Leo kill each other, Max arrives at the duel scene. He rides his bike into the air and dives down with his sword in hand. Unfortunately, he stands right between Fred and Leo and withstands the attack of both of them. Max falls to the ground and the candy in his pocket also falls out. And that's the end of the video. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I will bring more excitement anime in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye.